focus on. Of course, over the course of that year, more than 100 people reported seeing 5 to 9 foot tall black-winged creature with glowing red eyes. Many say that they felt a male violent force in the presence. The sightings began when two couples parked at an old World War II munitions dump site that the locals called TNT, say that they were chased by a large creature. They reported the incident to the police, and the sightings continued from there. So I imagine he's been sighted more than once. Despite the relatively short but concentrated burst of reported sightings, this was not the first time such a fearsome creature had been seen in the area. Local Native American tribes have documented the chronicles of a large birdman figure, which they called flying heads or big heads, so they had two nicknames for him. According to the reports, the Mothman can fold its wings and walk on the ground with a strange shuffling gait, similar that of a penguin. In general, it has not yet been observed flapping its wings. Not even on takeoff, it simply holds them straight and stiff as it glides, which eyewitnesses describe as unnerving. In most sightings, the Mothman is traveling much faster than a bird. Many victims cite the Mothman during what seems to be its Mothman's favorite activity, which is chasing cars. Imagine a creature like Mothman when you're driving on the highway or something like that attack you. That is terrifying. One young couple who was on a date told cryptozoologist Lauren Coleman, who investigated the sighting of the subsequently wrote the book Mothman and Other Curious Encounters. In the feature published in the USA Today, the feature was called They Felt This Attack on Them. It was published on January 23rd of 2002, so 11 years ago. People said that the parrot told him a huge creature about 7 feet tall with huge wings and red eyes shuffled toward them. They ran to the car and at 100 miles per hour drove back to Point Pleasant. They could see the creature experiment living in the abandoned tunnels with riddled large, in this largely impenetrable wilderness. And it gives him his appearance. So this man says a winged man, gray in color with large reflective eyes and appeared to glow. So yeah, that basically looks like the picture, except for it's not in color. So that's all the information on Mothman. Okay, the next one that I wanted to do was the Loch Ness Monster. Loch Ness Monster. Here is what the book describes it to be. It is a deep sea creature, or deep lake creature. Okay, let's get to reading. Loch Ness is the deepest lake in Britain, about 700 feet deep, and it lies surrounded by the mountains of the Greek land of an ancient fault that bisects the highlands. The fault has been active for 400 million years. Its last earthquake was in 1901. Stories of the monster living in the Loch date back to times of Roman Britain, so a long time ago, and there have been numerous sightings over the centuries and some even hazy photographic evidence. I believe that there's a little bit more evidence that this creature does exist than the others. Certainly the Loch Ness Monster, or Nessie, as to the locals fondly refer it to, is one of the world's most famous studied cryptids. Amateur cryptozoologists have lined the shores of the lake hoping for a sighting, and there have been many organized investigations. Alright. In 1972, the underwater camera produced a close-up of a strange object in the lake. When experts used a special computer to sharpen the image, many believed it to be a monster's flipper. In 1987, a team of scientists searched for the loch using high-tech sonar equipment in a project called Operation Deep Scan. A fleet of 19 boats, which each fitted a sonar camera, moved up on the lake in a line. The machines picked up movements of an unidentified giant 240 feet below the surface of the lake. Mysterious clicking noises have also been recorded. Some scans showed huge objects moving in the deepest parts of the lake. What could these shapes be? They were bigger than sharks, but they were smaller than whales. Crypto enthusiasts claimed them as a family of Loch Ness monsters. But again, the murky waters kept the scientists from being certain. So far, about 60% of Loch have been truly searched by sonar. Enough, skeptics would say, to prove that no monster exists. However, the stepstone sides of the Loch Ness and the wide temperature differences within make it hard to get accurate scans, so Nessie supporters still have hope. The earliest Nessie story dates back to AD 565, so after the death of Christ, if you don't know what AD means, when Christian missionary Saint Columba, weird name, was making his pilgrimage throughout Scotland. this blatantly satanic creature, and he ordered one of his fellow missionaries, a young man named Eugene, to swim across the loch and retrieve the dead man's boat. Eugene plunged into the murky waters, and his splashing stroke awoke the monster. The bystanders saw a disturbance in the middle of the lake as a beast stirred. Upon witnessing the entire event, St. Columba raised his hand, formed a sign of the cross, and invoking God's name, demanded that the creature retreat. Remarkably, the creature sank back beneath the loch's dark waters. This event is sometimes created as a cornerstone of converting the Scottish Picts to Christianity. It also sealed the legend of the Loch Ness Monster. So I don't think it's been seen since then. And that was back in 1987, so a while ago. So the fun facts were the monster file. The size of Nessie, which is a Loch Ness Monster, is about 40 to 80 feet in length, and it has a girth between 2 and 3 feet. Its home is in Loch Ness, Greenland, and in Scotland, so in Europe. The appearance, he's a dark gray in color with a smooth rounded neck. A smooth rounded head, a long neck, and slightly thicker body with paddle-type fins. The monster is said to move at as fast as a motorboat, producing enormous water wake. Other reporters describe several humps appearing on the surface of the loch, so that's quite a bit. Okay, so I have another one that I wanted to read. This one I don't think is as long as the Loch Ness Monster. It's pretty short, but I thought it was interesting. This one happened in England, so this is the Owlmam. The Owlmam, and here is a picture of what it looks like. So there you get the feel for it. The Owlmam, which, as its name suggests, appears as a man-sized owl. It was seen between 1976 and 1978 in the vicinity of the English village of Mothman. The first sighting was reported by 2 young sisters on April 17, 1976. June and Vicky Milling were vacationing with their family in the area when they saw a large featherbird man hovering over the Mothman church. The sighting left the girls so scared that the family cut their trip short. Then less than a month later, a 14-year-old girl named Sally Chapman and her friend were camping in the woods near the church, reported hearing a hissing sound and turning to see a man-owl-like creature with pointed ears and red eyes. The girls claimed that the creature flew into the air and it had black pincer-like claws. Wow. Throughout the next 2 years, there were several more sightings, and all the reports described the same appearance. a ghastly face, a wide mouth, glowing eyes, and pointed ears. So basically the same. And then this one was really short, but the monster files say that his name is Owlmam. He's also known as the Cornish owl, and he was sighted in England. So he is between 6 and 7 feet tall. The origins believe possibly an escaped eagle owl called Bubo, yeah, a species that can grow more than 2 feet long with a wingspan of 6 feet. His appearance, he looks like an owl with pointed ears, claws, wings. He has clawed wings and a glowing red eyes. He is silvery gray in color and hisses, and he flies around. So imagine an owl, but basically a man, I guess. I mean, the type. I think one more I want to do. There it is. This one's not super long either because I don't think there's much evidence of this one. So this is called the Mongolian death worm. Worm. And here is what he looks like. I mean, looks like a worm in my eyes. That way you get a feel for it. Okay. Many experts believed that the sightings of a Mongolian death worm are just legendary and purely a hoax, but local tribes and some cryptozoologists, of course, are convinced of its existence and not only recount the sightings with great reluctance because they are terrified of this creature. Descriptions of this elusive but deadly creature say that it varies from length from 2 to 5 feet, and its head and tail resemble each other. Some snakes used to ploy to confuse predators. It usually lives below the ground, surfacing the ground, and surfacing only on the rainy seasons, only 2 months of the year in this arid region. If you don't know where Mongolia is, it's in East Asia. It's the part, it borders China. There you go. If you know where China is, then Mongolia is right there. It moves in strange, rolling, wriggling manners, but it rises up to kill its prey by spitting venom or emitting an electric shock. Wow. It is reported to be able to kill a camel or a horse with ease, and to be attracted by the color yellow. Don't wear yellow in Mongolia. Locals tell investigators that the death worm can produce a venom that is lethal on contact, and the creature has been able to kill at a distance using its electric shock. It's almost in the sand dunes of the Gobi Desert in Mongolia. The origins say some believe that the worm is probably a reptile, such as an unusual snake, or a whatever that is. I don't know what the word is. It's possible the creature is a worm, since there are some varieties of worms in Australia that are known to grow up to 10 feet in length. Australia scares me. The appearance, it's a fat, bright red worm that spews out a yellow poison. It's hard to identify it because the ends of the worm look so much alike, is what it says. So I'm gonna stop there, but I will definitely be reading more. So if you want more books, please link right in the comments if you want any other history